The left has been playing dirty for a long time. We've all seen the shameless ways in which the left manipulates people, exploiting natural compassion and decency to serve their own interests, usually at the expense of others. It's no secret that today's left is extremely immoral. They view everything through a political lens, manipulating what should be unassailable principles to advance an anti-humanist agenda. This is why we have seen so many instances over recent years in which the left has undermined science, disregarded evidence, and played fast and loose with objective truths to push their own ideological agenda. Let's take a look at how they have used this underhanded technique with two sensitive topics: abortions and vaccines. Abortion. Abortion has been a contentious topic since Roe versus Wade. The debate has aged along with the generations, and individuals have been fighting these battles in their own minds for many years. It's an issue that is incredibly difficult to navigate, and to many people, it's their most important political issue. But in recent years, the left has taken this issue and used it in an attempt to silence the opposition. They have not simply been defending the act of abortion as a woman's right, but also preventing people from even talking about alternatives. This is a bridge too far for many people. It is one thing to believe that a woman has a right to make this decision for herself, but it is another thing to prevent people from even talking about their own experiences with abortion. Vaccines. Vaccines are another issue that the left has recently politicized. It's no secret that the left has been critical of ultra-conservative attitudes toward vaccines. But the left has been going too far in its reaction against this conservative viewpoint. For example, they have been completely writing off anyone who has had a bad experience with vaccines as a liar or a quack. This is extremely irresponsible. The left must never forget that they are scientists and rational human beings, not extremists. There are good reasons why people are skeptical of vaccines, and they need to be willing to recognize this. If they don't, they will lose credibility in the people who need to be convinced. #selective outrage and double standards. There has been a lot of selective outrage and double standards on the left. They have been complaining about how the right is anti-science. But this is a convenient lie. If we look to the left's recent history, we will see that they have a serious problem with suppressing scientific inquiry. There was a time when the left was very pro-vaccination. But something happened in the 2000s, and the left suddenly became extremely critical of vaccines. There were two major scandals that contributed to this shift. The first was the scandal surrounding the MMR vaccine, the effects of which are still being felt today. The second was the thimerosal scandal, which is a lesser-known scandal that occurred in the early 2000s. #conclusion. The left has been trying to silence the right with dishonest and underhanded tactics. This is why we have seen so much double standards, selective outrage, and attacks on science. The right needs to be prepared to deal with this. We need to be ready to stand up for science and the truth. It's tempting to use the same dishonest tactics against the left, but we must resist that urge. Instead, we must be willing to defend science with everything we have. If we are prepared for this, we can win this fight.